How should we introduce this?
I mean, I think we can just explain what it is. You know, Mike and I, we spend a lot of time together outside of recording the podcast. And maybe 6 or 7 weeks ago, I think we were out with Caroline and we were having a really funny conversation. And one of us said, it's a shame we're not recording this. And I think you, right, I think this was your idea, said we could get some lavalier mics and start recording ourselves. And you had a name for it. You want to say it since it was your name?
Yeah, welcome to the first episode of our bonus podcast within a podcast. This is all mic'd up. And I think we're going to use this opportunity to respond to a couple of listener emails in response to our episode about Shark Tale. Really excited to talk about Shark Tale with you. You may hear the ambient din of country music in the background that can't be helped due to where we're sitting right now, which is at a bar that's blasting music on outdoor speakers. Well, we have 2 emails today, one from friend of the pod, Chase, and another one from friend of the pod, Zoe. Who do you think we should start with?
I think let's start with Chase, and let me just say, Chase, relative to when we are recording this episode, I believe today, right? I woke up to a letterbox notification that you had read the Mission Impossible review that I wrote for you on May 23rd, 2025. So I really left it out there. You know, I just was hoping eventually you'd see it. There was really no way for me to contact you because there's no messaging on Letterboxd. I guess I could have mentioned it in the podcast.
We have his email address.
Oh, true. We have his email address. Yeah, that's pretty funny. So I guess I do have a way that I could have very easily contacted you. But in any case, thank you for telling us about watching films at an increased speed because it was it's the Rochester train. Yep. Because it was a super funny experience watching Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning at 1.5 times speed. And it saved me a lot of time. That movie's way too long. I think we just talked through it. I think it's fine.
It's
part of the
very
experience.
Funny. It's very
It's
funny.
like, what's special about the experience if there isn't going to be bullshit ambient noise in the background? Otherwise, we could just record this in our normal way and just make it more casual.
Well, no, I think we could record in person like this. That's what makes it special. We could do it in your backyard.
Yeah.
Or the quiet wine bar that I mentioned an hour ago.
No, I liked it here at Mulcunry's Irish Pub.
Yeah.
In Fairport, New York. The loud country music playing.
So the Shark Tale episode, I will have some comments and questions about after Chase's letter, but let's see what Chase says. This is a nice meaty email. Chase writes, "Greetings, Mike, and the De Niro Nation. I decided to jump ship in terms of topic for this particular letter and use Shark Tale and its whole fish-centered premise as a convenient excuse to mention Robert De Niro's notable foray in the seafood restaurant industry with his co-sponsorship venture of the iconic Nobu franchise in New York. De Niro became a fan
not just in New York. Yep.
Well, you know, there's more to the email here.
Yep.
De Niro became a fan of Matsuhisa Nobuyuki's cooking at his first Los Angeles-based establishment in the early 90s and even got him cast in a bit role in Scorsese's Casino years later. Okay, one to look forward to for the pod. The modernist Japanese fusion cuisine of Nobuyuki has garnered enormous amounts of prestige in the culinary circles, all the more so since he mentored and brought Morimoto Masaharu of later Iron Chef fame into prominence as an executive chef at the New York-based location De Niro financed and publicized. I mainly wanted to use this letter to put the Ask Us Anything prompt into good use. It's about time that someone does, and ask what both of your thoughts are on either fine dining or Japanese cuisine of the more elite and fancy kind, and if you would ever want to go out to a Nobu's, assuming you haven't yet. I personally don't feel too inclined because of how much more elevated Japanese fusion cuisine is now compared to when Nobu's first opened back in the 90s, when the playing field was comparatively more sparse. Here in Hawaii, where I live, there's plenty of solid sushi in close proximity, and there are many smaller locally owned restaurants, especially on Oahu, that are even surpassing most, if not all, of the Nobu locations opened. On the other hand, I have been to Momo-san, the ramen sushi franchise of Iron Chef Morimoto Masaharu, and it was simply life-changing from a food standpoint, and best of all, I didn't spend more than $50 on my first time there. As for Shark Tale, it's a weird nothing burger of a movie for me. Sent from my iPhone.
Oh my gosh. You want to start?
I mean, I don't even want to talk about Nobu first. I just want to say I think we should do an Our Hero De Niro corporate retreat to Hawaii, wherever Chase is.
That's a great idea.
Load up on that good, fresh sushi.
Yep, I would love that. You know, I love sushi.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, great letter, Chase. Thanks for sending it in. I feel like I really like Japanese food, I would go to a Nobu for the novelty, especially knowing that there's a De Niro connection. Like now I absolutely would. In general, though, I have pretty simple tastes. I like going out to eat at like nice places, but there's a point when the cuisine becomes like so elevated and fancy that to me it feels more like a novelty. When you're looking at the dish and you're thinking like, oh, there's 2 bites of food here, and I'm not sure which of these elements is edible. That for me, that kind of loses its luster. But I would certainly give it a try. I do enjoy sushi, not as much as Mike, but I'm a big salmon fiend. What about you, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a huge sushi eater. I want to find the name of this restaurant that Caroline and I ate at. I'd like to get the name right.
I think my intention with these all mic'd up episodes is to edit them a lot less than I edit the normal episodes.
Okay, well, I'm sorry to say that.
No, it's good though. It's
all right, here we go.
That's good pod. People are going to want to hear the name of this restaurant.
Well, it's just, it's the example of this type of restaurant that we're talking about that I've gone to. I've never been to Nobu. I knew about the Nobu connection to Robert De Niro. I don't know if you did.
I did not.
Not due to some, deeper research that I've done for this podcast than you have, but just due to the fact that there was an article in the New York Times maybe 5 months ago. It was fairly soon after we'd started the podcast. I almost certainly sent it to you, so it's pretty funny that you clearly did not read it.
Was that the one about his new hotel?
Yes.
Yeah, I read that article.
Yeah, it talked about Nobu in the article. Yeah.
But I fucking forgot.
Yeah.
It's August.
All right, sure. I mean, you're in any event.
Suck a fat one.
Yes, there was an article in the New York Times earlier this year about some new hotel venture that De Niro has in the Caribbean. I can't remember a lot of the details, but it referenced him being a large stakeholder in the Nobu operation in it. I love Japanese food. It's probably my favorite cuisine, I guess. I really like Italian food as well, and I also really like American bar food, like chicken wings and French fries and stuff like that. But I think Japanese is probably my favorite cuisine. I eat sushi slightly more than once a week. I would say like maybe 70 times a year, and I love it. I love sushi. My daughter and I go and we have a standing weekly date that we probably do like every week of the year for the past year and a half or so, except for 2 or 3 weeks, where we just go and eat conveyor belt sushi together. She eats 2 mango rolls now. She's learning how to use chopsticks. She's getting pretty good at it.
It's very funny in our group chat where we compete over the Wordle and New York Times connection scores. It was a couple of weeks ago, you just messaged us like apropos of nothing and was like, now I'm going to take Nora and go get sushi and go shopping. It's like, who fucking asked? It's like you do that every Saturday, man. We know.
I'm sure that...
we know that's what you're doing.
I'm sure that it was less of a non sequitur than you remember.
I think it was. We'll have to check go back, check the tape, so we'll report back the next episode
we'll talk
about
about
Mic'd Up.
on the next All Mic'd Up.
Yeah.
As far as fine dining, I do really like fine dining, but I agree with Mike. It's really more of a novelty for me. Like, I don't think that I have the discernment, and I don't know that I really believe that anybody does, honestly, but I can't even pretend to have the discernment to actually think that I can appreciate the $100 plate of food that's 10% the size of the equivalent thing that I could pay $25 for at a normal restaurant.
Yeah.
In terms of its like marginal quality as food over the other item that I mentioned. But it's fun. It's a fun thing to do. And I went and looked. Caroline and I went to Seattle for our first anniversary back in 2019. And we went to a very nice, extremely upscale, fine dining sushi restaurant in Seattle called Wataru. And it was quite nice. Maybe we can post a picture of the sushi.
If you remember, and send it to me.
Maybe we can post a picture of the sushi that we had in this episode. I'm going to send it to Mike right now.
Yeah, it's really exciting. Does Caroline appreciate fine dining? Because she eats like a trash panda.
Yeah, no, Caroline definitely does not. She also doesn't really like sushi. But I want you to look at this. We can look at it together. I mean, look, this is some serious shit. Like,
it looks really nice.
Like really high quality fish.
I'm sure I would enjoy that.
It was
greatly.
special. It was a really special experience. Something to do once in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great question, Chase. Really amazing email. Thank you so much for writing such a, not only finally following our request to please just ask us literally anything, but it was such a thoughtful and thought-provoking question. And,
I relearned something, apparently.
There you go.
So thank you, Chase. Feel free to write in anytime, and that goes for all of you.
I think you guys always about to show us that with her letter.
God,
Just how low effort it can be.
Well, I would say high effort because she really overdid this by like 30 to 40% looking at the length of it.
My comment was just assuming that it was just going to be the same email she wrote us before again, that now we'd have to read.
Oh no, I think it's going to be complaining about the Shark Tale
Oh,
episode.
great. Okay, well, I'm excited about that. All right,
The
that's,
subject
yeah,
the
yep.
subject line is a Shark Tale ellipses of betrayal. So this email comes from friend of the pod Zoe, who I know was very excited for us to cover Shark Tale. She only wanted to hear Shark Tale and Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Well, you got to respect her for showing up for literally 30 episodes before that one happened. So that's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
We need the listenership. She writes, "Dear Mike and Mike, I was awoken on this particular Tuesday morning by a text from Mike the Fab. Happy Shark Tale Day, it read. A flutter in my heart. Hope bloomed. Perhaps, finally, a just and thorough celebration of underwater mob cinema. False hope. The intro was strong. Mike, classic Mike, she's referring to me. I'm going to say Mike back at you, not the so-called Fab one. Clearly put effort into editing together an episode that might be, dare I say, entertaining for us, the loyal citizens of De Niro Nation. And for that, I commend him. You tried your best, and sometimes that's all we can ask. But Fabs had a vendetta, a darkness in his heart, a disinterest so profound it sent him spiraling into news tabs and unrelated movie tangents. It brought about a classic Mike and Mike clash that did make me chuckle, but it was one of the very few laughs this episode provided.
Oh, there was plenty to laugh about in the episode, Zoe. She must have just been so upset about the content itself that she couldn't appreciate the jokes.
We're like a third of the way through.
Yeah,
Let me continue.
okay.
Fabs may have talked about every movie except Shark Tale during this hour and 12-minute debacle. So much time, so much potential, so little respect for the underwater workings of organized fish crime. And then, quote, I'm a Pixar head, followed by the most depressed, I was. That's a whole other conversation. That was bleak classic Mike, and yet again I giggled. Yes, I appreciated the shout out, but it was immediately followed by a gross act of disrespect. Some kind of shark syndicate? No, they are the underwater mob bosses. Put some respect on Don Lino's name. And you're right, I didn't react positively, because no amount of FaceTime Fabs could make me forgive this cinematic injustice. As the episode dragged on, I was left stunned by how much you skipped. I toiled over a drawing of the film's most iconic scene, and not only was it glossed over, you ignored the baby shrimp.
Well, I couldn't have known that you were going to draw that picture, Zoe. You sent that picture 7 weeks after we recorded this episode. We recorded it 7 months ago.
That's true, we have a backlog.
Yeah, we have quite a backlog. We recorded that a really long time ago.
The stump shrimp, who loses his limbs, his dignity, and yet returns later in triumph. It is funny, you completely omitted that scene and the callback from your recap. A hero's arc completely disregarded, forgotten, truly devastating. Yes, I appreciated Mike's added shark fact. No, I did not appreciate Fabs' speedrun recap that somehow missed the shrimp attack on Don Lino in the porthole. The stump shrimp was right there, thriving. By the time Mike muttered, let's just move on to the next section, I felt that deep in my soul, the only honest moment in the episode. And then, just when I thought I had nothing left to lose, you recommended The Incredibles. As a closing note, a final needless dunk. Salt in the open gills of a Shark Tale fan. Anyway, that's all for now from your disappointed, heartbroken girl on the ground. Please do better for the shrimp. With stump shrimp solidarity and cinematic sorrow, Zoe, a woman scorned by the pod she loves most. She ended it with a shrimp emoji.
Yeah, I have so many things to say about this.
I think it's up to you to respond to this.
So, I mean, the first thing is, I want to make sure that you know that the Happy Shark Tale Day text was meant to be preemptively conciliatory. And so I'm really sorry that you misinterpreted it. I apologize for that. I wasn't trying to mislead you. I was trying to put in a little bit of virtual FaceTime with you first thing in the morning before I assumed you'd have listened to it. My sense from talking to you is that you usually have the episodes finished by like the mid-morning.
Yeah.
So I knew I had to text you like first thing to make sure that that you saw it before you had this thing to hate about me. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, good notes overall, I guess, I'd say. And I want to make sure that you know that, we recorded this episode 6 months before I met you. So it's an
exaggeration.
It wasn't personal. At least 4 weeks before I met you. Several weeks before I met you. We have a significant backlog. So, that's complicated. And I had an idea. Well, I shouldn't say I had an idea. Caroline had an idea. About a week ago when the episode came out. Well, I want to make sure I give credit because she's obviously going to listen to this. That maybe we revisit Shark Tale someday in the future, which isn't a terrible idea. I'm not sure when the right time to do it would be.
Shark Tale Redux?
Yeah, Shark Tale Redux. I have some thoughts about how to do it in a way that could be really entertaining and funny.
I think the times to do it would either be potentially Christmas as a little gift to our listeners.
Yep.
or maybe during Shark Week, whenever that is.
Ooh, that's a super fun idea. A special Shark Week episode.
I don't know when Shark Week is, but
we could find out right now. In my mind, it's in like March or April.
Yeah, I got to hear Zoe's reaction to the episode in person because her and I had a summer class together at 9:30 the morning of our release.
I know it's in July, actually.
And so, yes, we could do it 11 months from now.
It's pretty funny.
I mean, that's not the worst idea in the world. We'll still be doing the podcast.
Yep,
You know,
we will, God willing.
1 year later,
Assuming we're
Shark
both
Tale
still
2.0.
alive. Yep.
Yeah. And so
We actually, I think, released it during Shark Week, or very close to, like immediately after.
that'd be
That's
an
pretty
incredible
funny.
coincidence.
It was. I mean, really, really close.
God's on our side. That's what I always say about this podcast. God's on our side.
The first ever Shark Week I just read on Google was July 17th, 1988. So this episode came out very soon after the end of Shark Week.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. She told me that she felt a little apprehensive about listening to the episode before class because she had this feeling that it wouldn't be great, but that you texted her Happy Shark Tale Day, and that gave her some sense
I'm
of
sorry,
hope.
Zoe.
So,
it really was not my intent to mislead you.
I was
It
happy
really
about
wasn't.
it because
Yep.
I wanted to hear in person. Because Zoe, I mean, let's do a little post-mortem, right? Let's talk about what was your mentality going into the Shark Tale episode. How'd you feel about it? What was the game plan?
I just wasn't very interested in the movie. And I hadn't met Zoe yet, so I
Yeah.
wasn't taking it very seriously.
I mean, it's got to be one of his most popular films, though, right?
Yeah, but as I told you this morning, it has no more downloads than the average of our previous 8 episodes.
That's true.
So I don't think it's drawing a lot more audience. So I'm not saying that to excuse myself. I think that you were correct. Your prediction that it would be a particularly listened to episode was correct based on the information we had. But I think we got off the hook a little bit because it wasn't particularly popular in its first week after being released.
I was interested in Shark Tale. One, because I had seen it previously and wanted to revisit it through my adult eyes, my still 2020 vision.
Yep, not me.
No, not you. Not Zoe either.
No.
It's sad.
You have really bad vision, Zoe, or is it not that bad?
I think she has really
It's
bad
really
vision.
bad, yeah.
I'm
I'm
just-
not wearing my glasses right now. I can still see details.
That's great.
I could read Guinness on that umbrella over there. What is that, 25 feet from here, maybe?
It's incredible.
Yeah.
That's actually the driver's test at the DMV. They make you read a Guinness umbrella from 25 feet away. But I was also interested in Shark Tale because it is so different than what we've been getting in the pod. I mean, just an animated film alone, we've only had 2 of those.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah. Neither of them have been good. But I was interested in the episode for that reason, and it was tough. It was tough because you didn't take any notes. You were just kind of summing up sections of the movie.
Yeah.
Made it difficult for me to riff, I like to riff.
Well, I apologize, guys. From the bottom of my heart, I mean it. And we'll do Shark Tale Redux.
We'll do a Shark Tale
I
Redux.
think that Shark Week. I think that doing Shark Tale every year for Shark Week, if this somehow goes on for a 3rd year, would be very funny.
Just dust off the old podcasting equipment. Oh, it's July. We need to.
Because conceptually, I do think that is something that is extremely funny. It fell off for me in the 5th year probably, but I listened to the first few years of the McElroys doing Till Death Do Us Blart, and I think that's a really funny idea. Watching the same movie every year and doing a podcast about it. What new do you notice? There's a lot of opportunity for interesting and funny stuff.
Yeah, I think to explain to anyone who doesn't know what the hell that is, the McElroy brothers of My Brother and Me fame, famous podcasters, they have this podcast that only releases once a year. So every year, the 3 of them and these 2 other podcast hosts rewatch and do an episode about Paul Blart 2.
Yes, critically the second one.
Yes,
not
only the
first
second one.
Which
Which is an incredibly funny idea. And it got us to watch Paul Blart 2. So.
Yeah, I think we watched it 2 years in a row to listen to the podcast. It's pretty funny. Not a good movie.
Not a good movie at all.
I do something from a film that lives rent-free in my mind. I'm laughing just thinking about it because I find it so funny. Is the final scene from Paul Blart Mall Cop 2. Do you remember it?
No.
So he's going to ride off on this horse. And I don't remember what the contrivance is to get him into the situation. But the last shot of the film is he somebody says horses don't do that to him, and he goes, but they do ride, and he slaps the horse on the ass, and it kicks
him. That's right.
It's just it looks so fake,
very goofy.
And but they do ride plays in my head at least once a week.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
I love learning those things about people that they just think about all the time.
It played today.
One of them for me that I know at least Zoe will know and appreciate is 80s guy from Futurama.
Oh yeah, that's
Just,
good shit. Yep.
Talking about his bone-itis.
My only regret.
He's having bone-itis.
So funny.
And then he crumples up. Just the awesome to the max. That is a well-used GIF in my household.
Sure.
My household of me.
I just think that thing being a regret, something that he never had any control over, is so funny. Like that's his only regret, was like something that was not in any way due to his actions.
What a great way to live your life,
really
though.
good.
So unapologetic. You know, I have so much regret.
Oh yeah.
In my youthful age of 35, but I don't look a day over 30.
No,
So.
I definitely have things that I've done in my life that I'm embarrassed about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Got a few.
You just have to look forward.
Just
you know,
tuck and roll, stick and move.
Yeah, try to be a better man.
Yeah.
You know, that's all you can do.
This.
All right, I have a story I'd like to tell.
Oh sure.
I was saving this. I really wanted to tell you about it earlier when we were
God.
at your apartment, but I wanted to save it for the podcast.
It's terrifying. I hate surprises.
No, it's got nothing to do with you. It's just a funny thing that happened to me today that I thought would be funny to mention on the podcast. I took my daughter, she's 3, to Seabreeze today, which is a local theme park in Rochester, New York. It's just a small, decent theme park. And she had to go to the bathroom. So I went with her to the family bathroom, and I'm waiting with her for at least 5 minutes. There's some mom in front of us, and she's got 3 of her kids in the bathroom booth. So it's like, whatever, you know, like she's doing what she's doing. Like, I'm not going to get mad about it. And Nora was super good.
Yeah.
Like, just like holding it in and being very polite and like not complaining or anything. And then the lady comes out and she's apologetic. And I'm like, no, we're all moving as fast as we can here. You got 3 kids. It's all right. You don't have to apologize to me. And then just as Nora and I are about to go into the bathroom, this little like 6 or 7-year-old kid blasts past me and just runs into the bathroom in front of me. And I said, excuse me. And he turned and looked at me and then just whipped his dick out and started pissing with the door open to the family restroom. And so I was like, all right. And so I just had to like turn around and like face away from the bathroom and stand there and like accept this disrespect. Because like, what am I going to say to this child who you cut my much younger daughter, who was like very respectfully holding in her need to go to the bathroom. But yeah, it's pretty funny.
Shit.
So yeah, I was saving that for the pod.
That is incredible.
He stared at me until I looked away. Like he was like challenging me to stop him in some way from cutting me to go to the bathroom.
Thing.
Like
that is a genuine. I'm not even joking. That's a genuine power move.
Yeah, absolutely.
He whipped it out and started pissing.
Yep.
Oh my!
And staring at me. It was very uncomfortable.
I mean, it would be uncomfortable if a man did that.
Right. Yeah, it was very weird.
Oh my God. Well, it does make you question the parenting.
Oh, that was definitely the reaction I had. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, like, who's watching this boy? Like, it's not his fault that he's making these horrible decisions, presumably. Like, in some way, he has not been taught, effectively taught the respectful and correct way to act in society.
You don't show it to people.
Not to mention, I'm not even talking about that. He might not have known that was what he was doing. Like, maybe he was just a weirdo. He was staring at me. I think that was like a power move, but like maybe he just like didn't care. I just mean like, I don't think you should cut in front of people in the bathroom like that. Like it could be a dangerous thing. Like what if you did it to like the wrong person?
Yeah.
Somebody's not teaching this little boy good lessons. Like he's gonna get in trouble one of these days.
Oh no, listen, you know me, you know the kind of person that I am. There's a strong chance that if he didn't have it out, that I'd have a conversation with this child.
I don't think you want to have a conversation with somebody else's child, man.
Where's the parent?
I don't know. Who knows? Like,
okay,
you're not going to win. You're not going to win a dispute with a 6-year-old.
No, I think you prop that door open and say, "Excuse me, what are you doing here, kid?"
I don't want to get into an altercation with somebody else's child, man.
That is why
there's no upside to that.
That is why you were able to be dominated by a 6-year-old child. I think
as soon as you engage in the conflict, you've already lost.
I don't agree with that at all. The child is a proxy for the parents.
I don't think that's the way either society or the law is going to see it.
You just argued that society doesn't want people who cut in line. You think this child should be allowed to cut in line?
I don't think society considers young children to have moral agency in general. Hey, if you're listening to this, write into the podcast. Let us know, do you consider young children to have moral agency?
What does it matter? It's about following the rules.
I know, I'm just saying, if you have a dispute with the child and the child says some shit about how he was mistreated by an adult man, there is no justification you could possibly give for it that would make you not be the one who was viewed negatively by anyone you were talking to. That's the point I'm making. Like, it's like nothing a child does is going to be seen by the modal person as deserving of a conflict with an adult man. Like, they'll just be like, that's just a kid being a little shit. Like, you lose by engaging. Like, it's
Be a little shit outside of the bathroom while I take my lovely niece who's been waiting for 5 minutes. Oh no. Oh,
She's a sweet kid.
I'd have a real Larry David moment on my hands. I think it'd be a debacle.
Yeah, it does sound
I think
like it would be a
I think it
debacle.
would result with me. I could play that music. I'll loop in right here over the country music, and just me throwing my arms up and like leaving the Seabreeze premises.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
We have to follow rules here.
Yeah, I suppose so. Well, there you go. That was my story. I thought it catalyzed a really nice conversation too.
Yeah, I think it was a good story. I'm glad you saved it for this first episode of All Mic'd Up.
All mic'd up.
I hope the sound quality is salvageable.
I'm sure it's going to sound great.
Yeah.
Well, it's been great.
Yeah, I'll see you next Tuesday with the next regular episode of the pod.
Bye, everyone.